5 summer activities I only encountered after moving to America.
Lost it. It's been a while since I've done a Lost it.
Not for me, it hasn't.
Yeah, you do. Millie's been absolutely carrying the channel, so shout out to you. Give her a like and
Basically
some
my
comments.
channel.
It basically is. That's fine.
Here he is, my special guest today.
I'm here. Welcome back, guys. Yeah, 5 summer activities only encountered after moving to America. Should be good.
Okay, I'm interested.
I'm intrigued as well. Maybe it'll be something like baseball. Maybe. Because yes, we do softball in the UK, and yes, we know what baseball is, but how often do you see baseball in the UK? It's coming more and more common, but...
We don't, but is he saying encountered as in he sees or encountered as he knows? Because he definitely knew of baseball before he moved to America.
No, I get this, but I'm guessing encountered as in like, oh, you walk into, kids are playing baseball. You don't get that in the UK.
Okay, I'll
you
be
get
the judge
rounders,
of
I guess.
this. I need to see what his definition is.
Yeah, he may not say that, but let's see. Let's see what we got.
Summertime has come to the Northern Hemisphere, and back when I lived in England, this came with barbecues, donkey rides at the beach, and 99 flakes.
Oh, this is so American. No, this isn't false.
This is American, yeah.
This
Well, no,
is
it's
so
not.
American.
I mean, it's not false because this is only here. This is an opinion. False for me.
This is not false.
This is at our wedding.
Okay, I get that. But other than that, when have you encountered that in the UK?
No. I'm not saying it's not American.
Yeah.
It is American. I didn't mean false because it is his opinion, this video. It's false for me.
Yeah.
I knew about this before America.
Yeah, I knew about it as well, but I'd only ever seen the equipment to do this once in my life in England or Jersey.
No,
and
I've
that
seen
was
it a
at our
few
wedding.
times. We had it out for school fairs.
Yeah, well, that's the same company doing it, isn't it?
No, this company
Okay. Well, it's becoming more common then, but I would be on Lawrence's side in terms of...
I knew this is American. It's cornhole, isn't it?
Yeah, I used to watch it like on my YouTube Shorts. It used to pop up with people playing it.
Yeah, I'm not doubting that it's not American. Definitely is.
Yeah.
But after moving to the United States, I discovered countless summertime traditions I never knew existed. So join me on this sizzling day in June to find out what I'm going on about. But first, a thunderstorm, because this is the Midwest.
They didn't look very hot, did it?
Yesterday's downpour got me thinking about another liquid-based phenomenon that Americans experience at this time of year: swimming pools. This is particularly true in the sense of pool parties. And these are like regular parties, just with lots of scantily clad people. So a lot like regular parties. That was a joke, Mum. But pool parties aren't really a thing in England, and you might be thinking, ooh, Lawrence,
not many people have pools.
Is it because you don't have swimming pools in the UK? Of course we do. Do you think my childhood badges just earned themselves? No, it's just that outdoor residential swimming pools are a bit harder to come by. After all, most of us just don't have the yard space, or the weather, or the money. But on that last point, I've learned that Americans have a cheat code. You see, when I saw these things in movies, I used to think that pool parties were reserved for rich people. But here's something that you might not know about me. Back when I was making just above the US minimum wage, I lived at not one, but 2 different apartment complexes that threw pool parties. Unfortunately, this was from a time before I documented every second of my life, so there's no actual footage of me in my swimming trunks. However, ChatGPT incorrectly thinks that I probably look like this, and that I somehow invited Uncle Toby, my wife's cousin Chad, Chainsaw Jim, and Suburban Sue.
Yeah, AI chatbots are actually super exciting, but...
I do love... He's bringing a lot of humour into this. By the way, we were trying to get videos out tonight, so we're not cutting in the ads. But yeah, he's bringing humour in his videos nowadays, isn't he?
All I remember is this obnoxious drunk who thought it would be funny to do a cannonball right in front of me. His parents grounded him soon after that. Speaking of grounded him, here's something that I often witness in America, but not so much in Britain: block parties.
Never heard of that before.
What's a block party?
It's not uncommon during a walk with the...
Like the whole block, like a street party. UK does have some street parties.
Only usually for like the King's coronation, Jubilees.
For big events. But
yeah, usually just for that, isn't it?
But they do definitely do them, don't they?
Jersey do street parties on Liberation Day.
Yeah.
The puppies. We're doing, Heidi, that I turned toward a street only to be blocked off by the words "road closed." Such restrictions span 1 block and contain a bouncy castle, several humans, and 5 screaming kids.
Yeah, special occasions, this does happen.
But to the extent that block parties do exist in Britain, Brits are more likely to call them street parties because block in this sense still hasn't caught on in Britain. Furthermore, British street parties are usually reserved for major royal landmarks at the end of your average World War. In America, they're reserved for Saturdays. And this country is home to all kinds of block parties, like the hip-hop variety that emerged in the 70s to a basic community cookout. In fact, one year, my wife and I accidentally gate-crashed an Ed Sheeran tribute act. Don't look at me like that. He was blocking access to Kroger, which really makes you rethink the meaning of block party. In a few short days, the United States celebrates its 249th birthday, and I used to think that for its age it looked quite good, until I realised that this is probably due to all of the Botox. Either way, one thing that you can count on at this time of year is our 4th of July parades.
Yeah.
I've never seen them, have you? Parties, except in this instance,
only like on Jess Fam.
Okay, we need to see if there's a reaction we can do to it. That would be pretty cool.
Definitely.
Because it is July 4th tomorrow. That's come up so quick. We want to do a video, we just haven't, have we? Unfortunately, we haven't got a cooking video out. Like
there'll be a cooking video out tomorrow. It just won't be.
It just won't be the whole 4th of July kind of meal and stuff like that, which is a shame. But maybe next year. I can try and rustle
something up, but I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trucks are just there for aesthetic purposes. Basically, people flank the streets while large vehicles rev their engines, reminding everyone of America's freedoms and traffic pollution. I've been to several of these now, but history has not been kind to the version of me that flexed a Union Jack in the early days. Even my American family members sought revenge many years later. But parades marking America's independence from the British are surprisingly not very common in Britain. Actually, this is sort of true of parades in general, unless the king decides to open a hospital or 11 people win a trophy. So, what have we learned from the first half of this video? That Americans will throw a party for just about anything. And where there are parties, there are party games. And one of those is a game that I'd never heard of, called cornhole.
Yeah, there you go.
What's cornhole, Lawrence? Well, it's a game where you have a board like this with a hole in it, and another one that your opponent uses, and you set them 27 feet apart for some reason, and you both stand next to one of the boards and try to throw bean bags into the hole of the other board, and you get points and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to stand next to my opponent's board, which is broken, and I'm going to throw all of my bags into that hole.
Let's see if it's any good.
And I've just remembered you have to throw it underarm, which I'm not very good at, and I don't have an actual opponent because my wife's not here and the dogs just want to eat these. What's he doing?
Hey,
look at that, that was beautiful.
First time,
thanks
definitely.
Heidi. I got 3 points, he's supposed to get 7, so I've got to do more.
Explaining complex topics can be challenging.
So you got to get, how do you get set? Is it a point per one? Or is it, maybe, I don't know, how do you get 7 points if you got 3 for getting 1? I don't know. Let us know in the comments on the top of the rules.
The only question is, do you like cornhole or are you just from the Midwest? No, seriously, I asked you online a couple of days ago, do you like cornhole? And thousands of you answered. The options were absolutely, yes for some reason, no, and
okay.
The onomatopoeic word for snoring. Today, I can reveal what Americans actually feel about cornhole.
It seems quite
The results are as follows. The least popular response, with 17% of the vote, is no, which would be an encouraging sign for the sport were it not for the fact that the second least popular option was absolutely. In second place, with almost a quarter of the vote, was which means that our winner, with 39% of the vote, is yes for some reason. So just to clarify, the majority of Americans either find it painfully dull or can't articulate why they like it. So riddle me this.
It does kind of seem like a bit of a kid's game, but I'd be all over it. I'd love it. But I get why someone would enjoy it, but I don't know why I enjoy it, because it seems like a kid's game.
I guess also it's something that you play a couple of times then.
Yeah, but yeah, I enjoy that. You don't think, I doubt you sat like we're reacting now when we finish this, we'll go, should we get the cornhole stuff out and go and do it? No, you're at a party, there's cornhole. Oh yeah, let's play some cornhole, I guess.
America, if so few of you are cornhole fanatics, how is it that the game is not just a holiday pastime, but a bona fide televised sport? This is something I discovered a few years ago while I was channel hopping. As I wrote at the time, they keep cutting to one of the players' wives. Her name is Shelby. Shelby is crying tears of joy after her husband, himself a picture of elation, just cornholed slightly harder than his opponent. Anyway, apparently nature really doesn't want me to play cornhole because we're having to abandon this shoot once again for thunder. Cut. If I could go back to any time in history, I'd go back to earlier in the video when I said this. You see, when I saw these things in movies, because the word summer and movies make me think of three things. American summer blockbusters, American drive-in movie theatres, and that time 4 years ago when my wife and I combined the two.
Hey, are you excited?
Yeah, I am, despite my face, because I'm about to get a really authentic 1975 experience. Not only are we at the drive-in theatre, but we're going to watch Jaws, admittedly from a Prius. On the one hand, this once popular American pastime was something you could only do once it got dark. You see, for the projection to work in any meaningful way, it has to be nighttime, otherwise you can't see what the heck is on the screen. This is particularly true when you're watching me, watching people, watching me on a poorly lit screen. But on the other, this is one of those American summertime traditions that needs to make a comeback. Because there's something quite beautiful about taking in a Midwestern sunset while watching Mrs. Kittner's baby boy being torn to shreds by a fish. As somebody who grew up in England, where drive-in movie theatres never really caught on, the whole thing was really novel and unmistakably American. I am unreasonably excited by the fact that they have little speakers outside of the car and you hook them on to the window frame.
Yeah.
The experience was so enjoyable, I danced for the first time since 1987. In all, I actually really enjoyed the entire experience.
She made me do this.
And if I could bring back drive-in theatres en masse using my YouTube sensation powers, I would do it in a heartbeat. And one thing that I'm going to make you do is watch 7 American things that shocked me as a Brit. Until the next video, goodbye. Okay.
I think you've done that video, haven't you?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've done it or not. I can't remember if I did it with you.
No.
I've not been around much, have I?
No.
But smash that button anyway, guys. Maybe if you want me to react to it with Millie to that video, because I don't think I've seen it, let us know in the comments below. We can definitely redo some of the videos you've done and I can have a little look at them and watch the video.
Have a fantastic day.
That was a good video and we'll see you legends in the next one. Peace.